This week's Sunday morning reset is going to be a little bit different. In the spirit of total transparency, the past couple days I've been feeling a little blah. Not sad exactly, not depressed, but just off. And it feels strange showing up online trying to motivate others when you yourself are feeling out of sorts. But maybe that's actually the perfect time to talk about it. Because if I'm feeling this way, chances are someone watching this video is feeling the same thing. You know those moments when life just feels heavy? You're not necessarily in crisis. Nothing dramatic has happened. But your energy is low. Your motivation is low. And everything just feels a little harder than usual. The usual advice doesn't always help. People say go for a walk, or take a bubble bath, go get a massage, repeat affirmations. And sometimes those things are great, but other times they're just not enough. Sometimes you still wake up feeling like you're carrying an invisible weight. So today I want to ask you a real question. How do you recover when you have a case of the blahs? When going for a walk doesn't fix it? When getting a massage doesn't magically reset your mood? When you don't want to burden your friends with your funky energy? When everything just feels a little off and positive affirmations feel more like words than something you actually feel? I think part of the reason this feeling can be so frustrating is because we live in a culture that constantly pushes the idea that we should always be improving, we're always healing and being productive. But real life doesn't work like that. Healing isn't a straight line. Growth isn't a straight line, and neither is emotional energy. Sometimes you're motivated and inspired, and other times you're just tired. Tired from life, tired from responsibilities, and from carrying things that people around you may not even realize you're carrying. Especially if you're someone who is used to being the strong one or the dependable one, the one who figures things out. Even strong people get tired. And sometimes the most honest thing you can do for yourself is acknowledge that. Not fix it, not brush past it, just acknowledge it. One thing I've learned over time is that sometimes the goal isn't to immediately snap out of the low energy moment. Sometimes the goal is simply to move through it with a little bit of grace. Instead of saying, why do I feel like this? Maybe the better question is, what do I actually need right now? Not what social media says you should do, not what productivity culture tells you to do, but what you need. Sometimes that need is rest or silence. Sometimes it's stepping away from the constant noise of the world. And sometimes it's just giving yourself permission to have a day where you're not at your best. One of the most exhausting things we can do to ourselves is fight our own emotional cycles. We tell ourselves we shouldn't feel tired. We shouldn't feel unmotivated. We shouldn't feel this disconnected. But the truth is, we're human beings, not machines. Even the strongest people need moments to reset. And that reset doesn't always look pretty. Sometimes it looks like slowing down and doing less. Sometimes it looks like sitting quietly and letting your mind catch up with everything you've been carrying. And something else I think is important to remember. Feeling blah doesn't mean you're going backwards. It doesn't erase the growth you've made. And it doesn't mean you're failing. It often means your mind and your body are asking for a moment to recalibrate. Think about it like emotional weather. Some days are sunny and productive. Some days are cloudy and quiet. But cloudy days don't last forever. Eventually the energy shifts again. And sometimes the best thing you can do during these heavier moments is lower the expectations you place on yourself. Maybe today doesn't have to be the day you solve everything. Maybe today can simply be the day you take one small step forward, or even just the day you pause long enough to breathe. Because continuing to show up for your life, even in a small way, is still progress. And if you're watching this video today, feeling a little out of sorts, just know that you're not the only one. Sometimes we're all just figuring it out one day at a time, and that's okay. Before I go, I'd actually love to hear from you. When you have a case of the blahs, what helps you reset? Not the Instagram answers, the real answers. Because sometimes the best reminder we can receive is that we're not navigating these moments alone. Take care of yourself today, however that needs to look.